All right, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, lovely night, wherever you're from. And real quick, before we get started, as always, I want to give a lovely shout out to the channel members on this channel. So thank you so much to these lovely commanders here that you see on screen. Thank you guys so much for your guys' constant generosity and support to me as always. It really means a lot to me, so thank you guys so much. If you guys are actually interested in becoming a lovely commander yourself, if you are interested in any of these cute and lovely emotes, the loyalty crown badges, if you want a special role in the Discord, make sure to join the Discord. But as always, if you choose to do so, thank you so much. Just remember, that's not the only way that you can support me. Just watching the content like you are right now is truly the best way. Liking, subscribing, and commenting, everything really does help. So thank you guys so much. And for today's video, the kit finally has released for Arcana. Came out last night. I'm sorry. We are late around here, alright? We're like off-brand content creators around here. Get used to it, alright? We're not like the other people, alright? We're late around here. But the kit did come out. I'm excited to talk about it because there's some interesting things with it that I really have some question marks about. Really niche. Let's talk about it though. Let me scoot over and let's put it on screen right here. And as always, we're at the Goddess Victory Nikke Twitter. Nikke motion demonstration for our lovely girl Arcana. Arcana is a supporter who aids her allies based on her condition after full burst ends. When full burst is shortened, she provides powerful firepower for the allies proportional to the reduced time. Now, before we get into the all nitty gritty of the kit, let's get a good look at her motion demonstration. Get a good look at her. Now for me, I really like the skin tight dress. It looks great. Her shoes are disgusting though, and JPS wise, I can't really tell from the motion demonstration, but I do wonder how it's going to look in game. I'm hoping for at least kind of like D-Killer Wife, at least, but we'll have to see, because I can't really tell here from all the netting and stuff, but hopefully it could be good. I don't know. They've been kind of lacking recently, I'm just saying. That being said though, when it comes to her actual outfit, like I said, it looks great, but the shoes, they're like these heels that look so bad because they're like shoe heels. Like the burst looks great, the MLB looks good, but like her outfit is like a 10 out of 10, but then it's like a 6 out of 10 with those shoes. Like you can't even see them. You can only see the back of the heels for a reason. They're so nasty. Like I'm just saying, whoever designed those shoes, man, they don't know what they're doing. Well, let's get started. Let's actually head on over to the kit right here. And I'm gonna be honest, this kit's a fucking doozy. Let me get my glasses on. Let me put on my $5,000 frames real quick. Hold on. Let me get my frames on because this is gonna be insane. Okay, so we already knew that she is a rocket launcher electric burst skill 2 support. That's fine. One interesting thing though is that she is a 40-second burst 2 in 2025. Kind of crazy, but here's the thing, okay? She is useless. She is useless as a character if you don't have one certain character. I'm gonna be 100% honest. You don't have her, this character does nothing for you on your team. She's just a waste of space. Now, typically I'd be talking about the skills and stuff, but we have to talk about the burst first, so everything else can make sense. So let's talk about her burst skill, Shackles of Destiny, with the 40-second cooldown as a burst 2. Affects all Electric Code allies, Wheel of Fortune, attack damage goes up 10% for 10 seconds, and affects all enemies, deals 300% of the final attack as burst skill damage. Judgment, damage taken goes up 10% for 10 seconds, which is nice. That damage taken is actually kind of nice. But now that we know what her burst skill does and Wheel of Fortune gets activated on burst, now let's go back to the skill 1 and skill 2 because it'll make sense now. Because skill 1 activates when full burst ends, basically when Wheel of Fortune ends. Affects all burst 3 electric code allies, hyper specifically, who previously cast their burst skill if self is in Wheel of Fortune. So basically, the one electric code burst 3 that would burst with her would probably be Isabel in this case, and there's a good reason why, and it's because of this part right here. The Magician. Cooldown of skill 2 going down 75% for 15 seconds, and attack damage going up 180% for 15 seconds. Now, you might be questioning why the skill 2 going down 75% for 15 seconds and 15 seconds again on the attack damage. Well, that's because Isabel's kit actually has this. Pointed Feather skill 2, cooldown of 15 seconds, and affects 5 enemy units with the highest defense. Deals 170.58% of the final attack as damage. So what that means now is when we go back to the kit, it actually increases the damage and lowers the skill cooldown so we can activate even more, which is crazy, but I don't know if it's going to be enough for her because Isabel really needs it. This isn't like a case where Trina is already buffing a good unit to make her even better. This is like a case where we're trying to actually just revive someone from being in a coma. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. The copium on this is going to be insane. We'll have to see. And what does activate for everybody when full burst ends outside of the burst 3 is for everybody, attack goes up 5% of the caster's attack for 10 seconds. Now, with skill 2 Cycle of Destiny, activates when full burst ends, once again, affects all burst 3 electric code allies who cast their burst skill if self was in Wheel of Fortune. So really hyper specific in strength. Attack goes up 180% of the caster's attack for 15 seconds. And then activates when full burst ends and affects all allies if self is in Wheel of Fortune status. So if you're still in Wheel of Fortune status, this is what you at least get. Death cooldown of burst skill going down 6 seconds. An attack going up 50% of the caster's attack for 5 seconds. So not only does the burst skill cooldown go up so you can keep trying to get these skills going and going, but the fact that even when you're in Wheel of Fortune, you still get more attack is crazy. Activates when full burst ends and affects all allies. Attack damage goes up 7.5% for 10 seconds. So what does this all mean? This is hyper specific targeting Isabel, specifically targeting her skill 2 to try to buff her damage a lot. Now, how do I feel about this? I don't know. I think that they are doing something kind of interesting when it comes to units like this, where they try to buff old units, kind of like Trina and Scarlet. But when it gets to really be niche like this, I don't know how to feel about it. On one hand, it's kind of great that we're taking a break right now. A lot of people can save. Unless you're a huge Isabel fan, this is going to be a win for you. But if you don't have Isabel, there is no reason for you to pull this character unless you're coping that maybe the Stellar Blade collaboration is going to have a burst 3 like electric code or something. We don't know. We really don't know what's going on. But right now, based on just targeting Isabel, if you don't have Isabel, you don't have her invested, you don't plan to because of this, I don't see why you'd probably want to invest in her. I'm gonna be honest. Because if you have her on your team and you don't have Isabel, she's worthless. So I don't know how to feel about this because this is really hyper niche. We don't know. And I don't even know if it's going to be worth it investing because Isabel really needs help. So a team that I can see in my head, you know, because she is 42nd, right? So I'm thinking it could be like Arcana, Isabel, and then it could be Scarlet with Trina to try to get that burst off, right? So maybe that can work as like a weird electric team. That could be one way that could work. So you can at least have another burst 2 rotating with someone that could benefit as well. And that could still benefit someone who is electric code ally as well from the burst. So we don't know, but honestly, I want to know what your guys' thoughts are with everything because this is really hyper specific and niche. But as always, right now we are just kind of chilling right now, waiting for the collab. I know Stellar Blade comes out June 11th. Don't know what that means for the time frame of the Nikke collab or what's going on with bunnies. If bunnies are pushed back, if everything's going to be pushed back and at a weird time frame now, we don't know what's going on. But let me know where your guys' thoughts are on this. For me, I'm probably going to be pulling. Don't know if I'm going to be testing or not. I really got to invest in my Isabel. If you are in the Discord and you haven't invested Isabel, please DM me. I would love to pilot and test your account. But that is going to be it for me, so I hope you guys have a lovely day, a lovely night wherever you're from. And as always, thank you so much for the constant support. Take care, and have a good one.